Good morning, hi there, welcome back. This is going to be our science lesson, so science lesson number 3. So we're just going to have a quick recap on what we've covered already. So before we were looking at light sources. Now light sources are anything that creates its own light. So we've got a torch that turns on, turns off. You've got the light coming in through my window, which is produced by the sun. Then outside there are lampposts as well. These are electronic lights. And we looked at whether things were human-made, things like the torch, lampposts, your tablet, your computer that you're watching this on. They create their own light through electricity. And then we talked about natural light sources, things like the sun, the stars. We talked about lightning or fireflies. Those were all natural light sources, okay? And then we had one rather tricky one, the moon. Now the moon is one of those ones that you could possibly have put in the middle or completely out of your Venn diagram. So the moon is just a big floating rock. It doesn't create light itself, but it does reflect the light of the sun back to us. So it's up to you. You need to make a decision on whether it is a light source or whether it's not a light source. Okay, now today we're going to go through 3 different words that have to do with light, okay? And then what I'd like you to do is go on a bit of a hunt around your house and try and find some objects. So let's start going through those words first. So we've got new scientific vocabulary to work with first. So let's see. Okay, so these are our words for today. We're going to be looking at the word transparent, translucent, or opaque. Now, they are words that you might have heard before or you might not have heard before. Now, transparent, I think you will know that word. So transparent is a surface or an object that lets light go through it. So a transparent object could be my glasses. I can see through them because I can see my TV. And so the light is coming through the object. Some of it's blocked by the glass, but most of it goes through into my eye, and so I can see. So transparent objects are see-through objects. So transparent means see-through, lets light in. So up here, I've got a sheet that's a bit like your one. So I've got transparent, and I'm going to say, lets light through. So transparent objects let light through, okay? Then we've got translucent. So if an object is translucent, it means some light passes through it, but the light that goes through it is scattered away, like this picture on here. You can see the light's traveling in a straight line, and then it hits the object, and then the light gets scattered a bit. And what that means is that you can't really see the object clearly. It doesn't mean you can't see what through it, it just means that you can't see it perfectly through it. So a window is transparent, you can see everything outside as it would be. And then if you have something that's translucent, it might mean that some cars have those black windows that you can see. You can't see into them, but you can see out through them. And so that would be a translucent object. So it lets some light through. So on here I've got translucent, I'm going to say lets some light through. Okay, and then our next word is opaque. So opaque means that no light passes through it. Okay, so you can't see through an opaque object. It blocks the light completely or reflects it. Okay, so what I would like to do is I'd like you to go on a little hunt around your house and find some objects and then start putting them on your sheet. So you've got a sheet, it looks a little bit like this, or you can just make this one at home. It's absolutely fine. You don't need to use the one that I've made. So I've got transparent, translucent, opaque. So let's go through that one last time. We've got transparent, lets light through. We've got translucent, lets some light through, and you can kind of see through it, or you can see through it, but it's a little bit different. And then you've got opaque, and then we've got lets no light through. And what I want you to do is go on a bit of an object hunt around your house. Find lots of objects and then start classifying them to what they are. So I've done exactly the same thing. So I've got a group of objects over here. You can have a look at them if you want. There we go. Lots of objects. And I'm going to start having to think about what type of object they are, what they are. So my first one is my wife's sunglasses. Now, I can see through it. So it makes me think straight away that it's probably transparent. But can I see perfectly through it? Is all of the light going through it? Now, I wear sunglasses, or my wife wears sunglasses, especially these ones, to block some of the sun's light so that I can still see outside. So is that letting all of the light in, or just some? So I'm starting to think that this only lets some of the light through. So it's not going to be transparent, it's going to be translucent. So under translucent, I'm going to go, right, I'm actually going to draw these. Sunglasses, glasses are translucent. Now, the next object I've got is, oh, it's a CD. It's a print CD from 1982 or 83, I think. It's a great CD, by the way. You should buy this. Now, does this let light through it? So if I put light on it, can I see the light the other side? No, I can't. So this lets no light through at all. So this CD must be opaque, because I can't see through it. And I've just realized I've shown you with the light, with the opaque object, but I didn't show you with the translucent. Now, you probably won't be able to see this very clearly because of what I'm doing. But the light, I'm shining it through, and I'm trying to catch it on the other side. Now, hopefully, you can see that. The light is going through the translucent object, but it is not going through the opaque object, which if I hold it a bit like this, you can see on my light hand, there's no light. And you can do this at home. If you've got a torch or a smartphone, you can do that at home. It'd be really great to actually test the objects as well. So I've got my CD, that's opaque. I've got my sunglasses, that's translucent, it lets some of the light through. Now, my next thing, what have I got? I've got a, oh, I don't know if you guys have these at home. We've tried to buy these so that we don't use so much cling film or anything like that. So this is a silicone top, and we put it over food to keep it fresh in the fridge. So you can automatically see already that it's letting some of the light through. Can you see the light on the whiteboard? There we go. It's letting some of the light through, but it's not letting all of the light through, because if I try to see through it, I can't see everything clearly. So this, the silicone top, or food covering, is going to be, what do you think? It's not letting all of the light through, so it can't be transparent. It's letting some of the light through. So that's going to be translucent. So I would write up translucent, silicone top. I've just spelled silicone wrong, apologies for that. Right, okay. Now, the next object I've got is this spoon. Now, do a spoon, because they're really interesting, because if I look at it with the curved face, yeah, then something happens to my face. And if I turn it round to the other side, something else happens to my face. But can I see light through it? So I'm putting the light torch on it. Now, I can't see anything. In fact, it actually creates a shadow, which is interesting. So no light is passing through this. I cannot see through this spoon. In fact, I can see something completely different. So do have a look at the spoon. So the spoon doesn't let light through it, doesn't let some light through it. So it's going to have to go into the opaque column. So I'm going to put my spoon here. Okay, so I've done the spoon, I've done that. Now the next thing I've got is this bottle. Now I can kind of see through it. I wouldn't be able to read a number plate, but I can certainly see colours through it. And if I put the torch back on it, you can see, hopefully, not clearly, can you? Sorry. If I put that down just a little bit, you can see the light, hopefully, is touching my hand. You can see it wiggling and moving. So you can see that the bottle, is it transparent, translucent, or opaque? That's up to you to decide what you're going to do. And then I'm going to go through one last object. I've got this piece of tin foil, which, as you can already see, is catching the light from the window. But is it letting the light go through? Can you see the light go through? Now, I can't see it on my arm, so it's not going through. So I've got a piece of tin foil, and then I'd need to put that into transparent, translucent, or opaque. Right, I hope you have as much fun as I did. So what you need to do is pause the video, go and find a load of different objects, and try and make sure you've got some that are transparent. And then classify them as either transparent, translucent, or opaque. And we're going to have a full understanding of those words. So I would love a written description underneath. You could create your own glossary with what transparent means, translucent means, and what opaque means at the bottom. That would be fantastic. And then there'll be another lesson tomorrow for science. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.